All right, you got to tell us about the joke that you got to write for the Correspondents Dinner for Obama. This is good stuff. Like most people can't say that they wrote a joke for Obama.
Well, and there was a woman who I won't say her name because she said after the fact she said, now you can say whatever you want. But at the time, she worked on his campaign. You know, his campaign headquarters was right downtown.
Chicago, right? Where you're from?
Yeah, I worked there for one day for free just to see it. I just wanted to see, you know, a major, you know, candidate's campaign headquarters. I saw David Axelrod walk out. I was nerdy enough to go, oh, there's David Axelrod. You know, but I didn't really. I wrote some taglines or headlines or something. But she had worked there, and I told her, I said, well, if you work on the campaign, and she's a graphic designer, graphic artist. I said, if you work on it, I said, chances are he's going to win. Incumbents usually win. You'll have this great thing on your resume. And I said, if you want to, you know, get into animation, you know, work for Pixar, whatever, write your ticket. And she could not. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. But the person who was her boss went to work in the White House and called her and said, come and work in the White House. She worked in the I believe, physically in the White House for 4 years. And she gave me a call. This is I think the first year she was there, saying it was the Correspondents Dinner, which may be going away now, whatever. But at the time it was very much a thing, and it was the nerd prom, the Correspondents.
Yeah,
Dinner.
and this is where the president pokes fun at himself, right, in front of all the reporters,
pokes fun at the press, you know. It's and she called up and she's very smart, she's very funny, and she said, we're screwed. We needed. You've got to help me. You've got to. I knew her from an agency we'd worked together in Chicago. You've got to help me. You've got to help with this thing or whatever. And I got the parameters down and worked with her. And it was one of these jokes where the payoff of the joke is it's much like Weekend Update or Seth Meyers, where the payoff of the joke is the visual. So the president or Seth Meyers or whatever says the setup, and then the joke is the thing. So the joke had to do with he had a high school that was named after him in Chicago. You know, and he said he started to think about his legacy, and it's so that's what I knew. It had to be something about the high school in Chicago, and he goes, it's humbling, you know, that there's a Barack Obama school in Chicago, and at the time it was who was the governor of Texas before? He was the Secretary of Energy. Yeah,
not Abbott.
Glasses.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
This is what happens with your legacy when you. Anyway, it was whatever his name was, which I'm drawing a complete blank now. Obama said he also named a high school after me. So the joke, you already know the joke is going to be something good, and then it's just a matter of like, okay, what is it going to look like? And we took that sign that's in front of every high school that says "Home of the whatever," and it was a home of the raging socialists. It was home. It was the raging socialists home of the, or no, it was raging socialist high school. I'm literally going over this sign in my head again. Raging socialist high school. Home of the Fighting Chomskys, for Noam Chomsky, because I said, wow, in that room that will play, it's on a sign, we'll read it and it will play in the room, I think, you know, fingers crossed. And then we had to have a thing that is on the sign, and the thing that was on the sign, and all this took like maybe an hour, probably a half hour, where she's going, no, yes, no, yes. And the joke was, bake sale this Tuesday, all proceeds will be divided completely equally. So it was some like another socialism joke or whatever. And it got a big laugh in the room. And I was so proud and I told her, it can't be fighting Chomskys. It has to be fighting apostrophe Chomskys, because that's always funny when you have to fight in anything or whatever. So I probably worked on it for less than an hour. And then a week later, there's Obama doing I was a Saturday. I was getting ready to go out to dinner, and I stayed around and watched it. It's like, this odd, surreal thing, but it's like, hey, it's fun to be asked to serve your country in that capacity.
That's
to write
awesome.
a silly joke, and then I got to do it a couple more times.
Does this go on your resume, like comedic writing to the president?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, that's a good line. Like, I feel like that could get you an interview at Saturday Night Live. Comedic writer to Obama. That's good stuff.